Drew Alba alongside manager of the Walla Walla Sweets, Colby Watilo, for another edition of Countdown with Colby. Coach, last time not at Borleski Stadium this season, last road game and last Countdown with Colby on the road. Makes me a little sad.
I know, it is sad. It's been a long summer, you know? It's crazy. You look at how many games are in front of you, and now here we are, counting them down on one hand. So, yeah, it is sad.
What do you think the best setup was that I got for us over the summer? We've had some good ones. We've had some bad ones. I like the bend. It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Or not bend. Cowlitz, off in the left.
Yeah.
Field in the background. Corvallis was nice.
Corvallis was a good one. I'm going to throw it back to the very first road trip. If you remember Springfield up on like that party deck, the very first video one that we did.
Yeah.
I think it was the only video one we did there. But that was the first trip. You trying to prove to yourself. I was like, oh, this is like a real thing. He's setting it up. There were stools, and yeah, it was official. So
and like the wind was howling at like 60 miles an hour, and it almost fell like 4 times.
Yeah, that was a thing.
But we got it done, and now we're here. Last road game of the season. Sweets trying to snap a losing streak. Coach, what's the mentality going into today's ball game?
I think it is just trying to go out there again, like forget what's happened in the past, and just make the most of the opportunity the guys have. You know, where like we were saying with the countdowns, it's guys are counting down on one hand how many more times they have to come out here and play together. So, trying to dig deep, find the energy at the end of a long 6-game road trip, and so I just want the guys to go out there, play loose, have fun, play hard. Be focused, be locked in when it's their opportunity to do so, but just to enjoy these moments. These are obviously the wins and losses are important, and we want to win as many games as we can, but the memories that we make and just being out here is what you remember about summer ball. So just hoping the guys are able to embrace that, come out, play free, play to the best that they're capable of giving us this afternoon, and we'll go from there.
How important is it to play with freedom, to play with fun, have a joy to a game that, at the end of the day, it's a kid's game everyone's playing, but also let's get our work done, and there's kind of that fine balance in between the two. And how do you manage that, trying to get the players to go right in the middle of that?
Yeah, I think it is. It's trying to keeping the guardrails up between them, making sure if they get off on one side of, hey, there's still a job we have to do, like you're still here for a purpose to compete and try to get better. And then, at the other side, guys start to press too much. It's, hey, like long summer, right? This is just for what we hope for all these guys, this is really just like a blip in, a much longer, a much grander career in baseball. And so, what they do today isn't going to define who they are. It's not going to be the end-all, be-all, but we can definitely take steps today and the opportunity they have to get better and try to improve themselves so that career can continue to flourish and continue to go up on an upward trend.
Berkeley Renton, potentially one of the last new Sweets players this season in the starting lineup. Do you expect him to incite some energy from the outside, kind of looking in?
Yeah, new guy, joining us today, and he's going to get himself to get the opportunity and get a run out there right away. So, he's plugged in. He's going to meet the guys. He's having a lot of fun. The guys, are chatting up with him. So, it's fun to have a new face, right? Another connection for guys to make in summer ball, and those connections are kind of like what I was just saying. The connections and those relationships are what last, and so it's fun for guys to make another connection for, some guys that maybe he's playing against, right, in the spring, or, some guys he's playing with. You never know down the road. And so, yeah, it's fun to have him there, excited to see what he's capable of doing and see if he can provide some spark in the lineup.
Nakoa Moses-Gamera out there on the hill, started out for the Sweets as a starter, then kind of transitioned to the bullpen. Now back on the starting hill today for the Walla Walla Sweets. A strike thrower, doesn't walk a lot of guys. What does it mean to have someone that's at least going to give you a chance and not give free passes and, let the defense behind him make some plays?
Yeah, I think guys that do that is the key to setting the tone and the tempo with how we want guys to pitch. I think it keeps the defense engaged. It keeps them on their toes. It's easier to stay locked in pitch to pitch, the more strikes and the more attack that you're in. So, he does a great job of that every time he goes out, so hopefully today is no different.
Owen Estabrook over at first base for the first time this season. Mindset behind that?
It's something he's done in the past, playing first base, and just gives us the opportunity to get more bats in the lineup, get guys in different spots, and it's about using the combination of guys that you have in the best possible way to put a lineup together to win the baseball game, right, and score as many runs as possible. So his versatility to be able to slide over there to first base is something that'll hopefully help us accomplish that.
Jacob Talbot as a designated hitter a day after throwing a few innings. Is the movement of swinging a bat different than the pitching movement, I would assume?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, for him, the arm a little sore after throwing throwing 3 innings yesterday, and so it doesn't require him to have to throw the baseball, as he would if we were to put him in the infield. So he's gonna go in there, swing, right, get a little bit more of the body like involved as opposed to just using his arm, and so it's kind of a way to manage him, get him swings. He's put it together great at bats for us recently, so it'll be good to have him in the lineup.
A day game for the first time this season. That's something new. I feel a little bit more energized. The sun's shining. We're not going to play when it's still dark out. Do you like playing in the daytime? What's the difference between day and night? Any preparation differences?
I think the only difference is like the sun and kind of how the field might play. It can be a little bit different day to night. The sun is obviously in a different place, and it's as it's moving through the sky, and so that's an adjustment for guys to have to make. After having, especially on day 3 of a series, they've kind of seen the field on one way for back-to-back nights, and they've gotten used to that, and now it's a different setup. But no, I like that. It kind of gets the guys up and moving around a little bit earlier in the day. It gets us home earlier in the evening, which is nice, especially with no off day tomorrow and being right back at it. So it'll be great to get home and at a decent hour and play in the daylight, and it should be fun. Something to change it up.
Coach, running out of games here. 4 games left for the Walla Walla Sweets. Last game here in Ridgefield. This leads us to our question of the day with manager of the Walla Walla Sweets, Colby Watilo. So, Coach, last road game. So I have to ask, what's been your favorite road memory of the season? Or one of?
Yeah, one of. I would say probably the given Portland their first loss of the year on the road. That was a good one.
Tight game.
Close game, really competitive.
Ball barely hang up on a lot of field. Billy Scaldaferri.
Yeah, it was very dramatic. So that was a good one. Gosh, there's been a lot of good ones. I've just enjoyed getting to be around the guys and getting to see the way the guys interact with one another, how much fun they have off the field, and how much they enjoy being around each other is a big part of it. It's when you're assembling the team, it's obviously a lot of, hey, can we make sure we have all the positions covered we want to have? Can we make sure we have talented baseball players on the field? But I think when you're assembling a team for the summer, a big part of it as well is, hey, what's the culture going to be? Can we have great guys that enjoy being around each other, that mesh well? And I think that's something that we've done a pretty good job of so far. Is the guys have meshed well. They love being around each other. They love hanging out. So it's fun to see them interacting on the day-to-day basis when we're on the road.
One more road game, Coach. One more long bus ride, and hey, maybe we'll relish in the last chance here in Ridgefield to take a victory. 1:05 p.m. first pitch. We'll be live at 12:55 on the Sweets Mixler. Thanks so much, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Go Sweets.